Hello, 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 everybody. Good morning. Just going to go ahead and set up the feed on Facebook. Give me one moment. Sometimes with this, I have to do the multitasking thing. Well, not sometimes, all the time when I'm doing this. I have to do the multitasking thing. So this morning, I'm actually recording from Cornville, Arizona, which is about 12 miles just outside of Sedona. So give me a second. Video. Ascended Illuminations reading for the week of September 14th through September 20th. 5, 3, 2, 1. So good morning, everybody. I'm kind of multitasking, like I just said. If you are catching this as a replay, please do hashtag replay. That helps us get a better idea of how far the broadcast travels. So let me just do this real quick. All right, cool. So now that we are on Zoom, I just want to make sure that I'm also sending this to my personal Facebook page. So give me a moment. We'll also wait for some more people to log on. I hope everybody is having a pleasant morning. Usually I have my mouse with me, but I thought it got packed, but it didn't for some reason. So right now it's saying slow connection, so I don't quite know what that's all about. But give me a moment. I want to not do that. Hey, Cindy. I want to share this. I'm going to copy the link. And I need to go back to the personal page. Where are you? Like I said, it's so easy doing it with the mouse, but when you're like on a laptop and you are kind of hunting and pecking, Control V, that's it. Post. Come on, just do your thing. All right. Now let me go back to the Facebook part. So I know that normally we do the Ascended Illuminations in the evening. However, because we just have so much going on while we're here, we are just doing it in the morning because we actually have a pretty action-packed day. So actually, I am recording right now. So again, if you're joining us now, perfect. If you're happening to catch this as a replay, please do hashtag replay, even if it's on Facebook or even if it is on YouTube, because this will be uploaded to YouTube as well. So this is the Ascended Illumination reading for this week. What we do is we, with a set of oracle cards, we select 3 cards. So, then we do 3 readings. So we do 1 reading for each card, and based upon whichever card you personally are drawn to, A, B, or C, that is your reading. So that is kind of how it works. So I was kind of limited in terms of what I brought with me today. Connection seems spotty. You keep freezing. Freaking great. All right. Well, worst case scenario is that this is recording on Zoom, which will then be uploaded to YouTube. So we'll do it this way. So hang in there. Anywho, my husband Mark and I have been in Sedona since Saturday, and we're here for a few more days. We've been packing in a lot. We've actually been on 2 tours so far. Yesterday hey Kathy, yesterday we were actually out and about on our own and doing a little bit of hiking. We also did our laundry yesterday, which was good. And just kind of enjoying the time, enjoying the energy. We've been hitting some of the different vortexes. We went to a couple of the places yesterday, Boynton Canyon. We also went to the Tibetan Stupa, which is actually a Tibetan peace park. And they have a large Native American medicine wheel, which was very cool. That was actually something that was shown on the tour, the first tour that is, and we wanted to go back to it because the energy there was just so serene and so calm. It's actually a parcel of land of about 16 acres that's owned by an order of monks in Tibetan monks in Poolesville, Maryland. So they have this stupa, as it's called, with a large Buddha statue and another large monument that is dedicated to peace. And it's a nice spot where you're able to sit in reflection, sit in prayer and meditation, also write down different prayers that the monks would then which then be turned over to the monks to connect and make a prayer on for us. So that's what we did. Today we are going to be tootling around and doing some more stuff, looking at some of the other vortexes, some of the areas that we haven't reached yet. And then tonight is the UFO tour. So we will be going and seeing some UFOs, hopefully. I should imagine that that's not a problem. They say that you should see anywhere between 20 to 40 UFOs. So we'll see what happens. The other day, we were also on an Egyptian tour of the rocks, which was phenomenal. So we were able to go to some of those locations yesterday as well. We were able to find Sekhmet, so that was awesome. We were also able to find Horus, Osiris, some of the kings and queens, and much, much more. We also saw some dragons and some other things. So very, very cool. I also had an amazing, amazing 22-strand DNA activation by a woman who's local here by the name of Devra Thunderbeat, and she is phenomenal. So she did that for me, and I'm really excited. I'm already finding things are starting to kind of kick in and happen, which is great. All right, so I'm going to select 3 cards and we'll see what we get. So the first card is blue. And here we have a blue lotus. So blue is all about communication, and the blue lotus is something that is considered very, very sacred. It's also used as a special medicine. It's also used as a perfume, but it's also all about authenticity with the throat chakra and so on. So we have the color blue for, I guess you could say, reading number A. Let's see. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. We have spiral. Now it's interesting because you have a number of different cultures that will use the spiral. This is my Sekhmet deck. So the spiral is something that is significant to the Egyptians, but it's also definitely something that is sacred to Celtic lore and Celtic tradition. Many times you use a spiral to kind of go within. And it's something that is used as a meditative tool with labyrinths. So I've actually created a number of different spiral labyrinths. And then we'll see what else comes up. So I have on Friday booked a oracle, I'm sorry, not an oracle card reading, a what is it? Aura reading. So an aura photography reading. Oh, we have purple, my favorite color, purple. And there is the great lady, Madame Sekhmet. So purple deals with the crown chakra. I mean, I always associate the third eye with indigo. So, and I always associate the crown chakra with purple. So purple is all about focusing on our connection with the divine, connection with the source. And it's definitely a very regal color. It's definitely a color that ties in with royalty. Let me see if there's anything else I can tell you about the color purple. 94. Let's see. It vibrates at the highest frequency of all the colors. Like I said, it's worn by nobles and royalty all over the world. It is associated with the crown chakra. And when we see purple, it automatically raises our vibration and our spirits. Maybe that's why I've had purple hair for God knows how many years, folks. Meditating with purple can stimulate your spiritual and creative side of your brain and soul. It's a call for you to do more to raise your vibration. Wear something purple every day for 3 or more weeks. Get purple sheets, purple towels. Allow purple energy to soothe your spirit. Very cool. Let me see what else blue has to say. I'm just curious. All right. All right, so the blue is known to have a peaceful and calming energy. Blue is the color of the ocean and the sky that represents the primordial waters of Nun. Blue is a calming color and is associated with the goddess Osset. Isis. That's her real official name, is Osset, who represents unity, trust, and compassion. Blue will calm one who is fiery or hot-headed, and Osset represents unity, trust, and compassion. She's Sekhmet. Let's see, she's compassionate as Sekhmet, and you have the ability to see through chaos in life and maintain a cool and calm composure. So good communication and balancing are the throat chakra. Listen and speak with kindness, care, and concern, and tune into the power of blue energy, of the divine feminine within you. So very cool. So like I said, A, B, and C. So A is blue, B is the spiral, and C is purple. So I have picked up a new set of cards while I've been here. I've been trying to keep them small. This is the reflective tarot. So you can kind of see it's shiny. I thought, oh, cool, like a crow, you know. If it's shiny, I'm all over it. I think my husband Mark, who's in the other room, can attest to that. So let's go ahead with the first reading. Okay, so if you've chosen A, which is blue, let's see what we got for you. Running out of room on my table here. Okay. All right. So as we kick off the reading for A, we are looking at things from a different perspective. We are looking at finding some new and creative ideas. So there are going to be some new things that come in for people who choose A. I see a lot of wands here, which is good. Wands are all about creativity. They're all about fire. They're all about literally lighting a fire under your butt in order to kind of help and get things going, to get things spurred up. And as I always point out, if you look here at the the Knight of Wands, see all that good growth, that new growth? That's important. So there's going to be a lot of creativeness. There's going to be a lot of new things that are coming in. There's going to be a lot of things. I don't want to say evolving, but I want to feel like more like alchemically, if that's a word, shifting that way, you know. So I do feel things are going to shift and allow for a lot of new stuff to come in. And like I said, with the fire, it's like going to be one of those things where we burn away stuff that we don't need, kind of get rid of the fluff that's already in our field, and or really a focus on where we need to focus on. I am going to say we definitely need to be careful. We're going to need to really make sure that we lighten our load and just really focus on carrying what we need to carry. So if it's not yours or you don't need to be carrying it, out it goes. All right. That's going to be something that's important, because we definitely need to keep making room in order to allow things to step in. I do see that there's a lot of stability. I do see that there's a lot of fruit, fruitfulness that's coming in. Again, with the Wheel of Fortune, this is a whole new cycle that's beginning. And I really kind of feel that that's kind of seated in the house with the emotional aspects of us for this week. So that's going to be something that's important. What I am going to say is make sure that you are really thinking things out this week. Don't just jump into things willy-nilly. Take advantage of these new opportunities, but be thoughtful, okay? Be thoughtful in terms of what you want to work with, what's being offered to you, and really think about the different angles of things with what's going on and what the offerings are. Don't get yourself committed to something that you can't get out of. Okay. Ultimately, you want to make sure that you're not getting yourself committed into something that you can't get out of. All right. So there's going to be some times where you are going to find yourself kind of having to really think things through, which is fine. But in the same token, be careful about charging ahead, but still use your discernment. Okay. Use your discernment. And this is going to be a huge focus, especially with the color blue, like I said. This is going to be really huge with all of the communication, all of our authenticity, all of our healing. So choose your words carefully, I'm going to say, and really give yourself that opportunity to enjoy the ride. But definitely, like I said, think things through. It's funny because the last couple of times that I've done the Ascended Illuminations reading, it's been very fiery. And even though I'm not seeing lots of fire, wands represent fire. So we still have that fiery energy, but maybe in a slightly different way. Okay. It's not necessarily about burning everything down and starting over, but it's about kind of moving forward, weeding things out, weeding out the garden that's in our life, in our soul, changing aspects of our contract, so to speak, and allowing these things to shift. Okay. Again, there's going to be the huge focus on the alchemy. That's the shift of moving energy and transforming it, transmuting it, basically removing it. Okay. So it's not going to be something that goes to somebody else. But like I said, all about new stuff, new beginnings, Two of Wands, traveling the world. There's maybe very well be some travel coming in for you this week. Okay, this guy's looking at the world going, where do I go to next? Again, more wands. He's ready to go, right? He's ready to go. It's just a matter of where he wants to pick and when. So yeah, you have the world literally at your fingertips. There's a lot coming in. Use it wisely. Okay. So that is for reading A, which is blue. I had the blue lotus on it. Let's take a look at the spiral. So let me just pick up these cards real quick. I'll do a quick shuffle and then I will pull those cards. These cards are cute. I like them. I know I have some other cards this size. I don't remember quite those cards being this hard to shuffle. Not gonna lie. A little strange, but okay, we work with it. So this is the spiral. All right. So let's see what we got for the spiral. So yeah, I'm really excited about the UFO tour tonight. It's interesting. We're staying at a place just outside of Sedona in Cornville, and we had to sit with the concierge for a little bit. And she basically said, hey, if you do this 2-hour timeshare presentation, then we'll give you this tour, which is normally $250 for the two of you, for $50. So we did that. So we grinned and bared it and got that out of the way early, like Sunday morning. We arrived Saturday afternoon and booked for the tour on Monday. And it's just interesting because it turns out Mark was actually looking at that particular tour, just not the 6 stops or 5 stops. He was looking at the one that was 2 stops. But basically, it was the same price as the 2-stop tour. But we got it for like half the price, because that would have been $50 per person, where this was $50 for the two of us. Excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. So the guide was very cool. And it turns out he has his own company on the side. So he does tours. He also does the UFO tours. So we're going to go on a UFO tour with him tonight. So I'll have more information on what happens with that. So let's look at the spiral. Interesting. All right. So with the spiral, or B, I'm going to say, we do have some changes coming, but they're not necessarily the worst things in the world. Okay. We have been trying to work through some things, and we've kind of put ourselves literally in a holding pattern in terms of what direction do we go in. It's almost like a self-sabotage. So you've been kind of moving along and grooving along. Here's the 8 of Pentacles. This guy has been doing his work and has been kind of making his way along things. And then crossing it, we have the 8 of Swords. So it's kind of interesting that we have 8s and 8s, and both of them are metals. Wands are air. Pentacles are earth. Okay. So to me, when I see the 8 of Swords, I always feel that that can be a sign of we need to be careful regarding our self-sabotage. Okay. So that's going to be something that we really need to really focus on and pay attention to, because ahead of us, we have the Death card. Now, this does not mean someone is dropping dead, as I like to remind people. This just means that there are going to be some changes. And I always like to focus on the fact that when we do have a change, that means that we're clearing away something for something new and good to come in. Okay. So what I'm going to say with this is there may be some things that will change for you, but be open and go with the flow. Okay. Don't fight it, because this guy here, the 4 of Cups, is sitting there, and cups are watery, emotional. He's sitting there focusing on the cup that he is out of reach, that he doesn't have. He's kind of like pouting, right? And he's not paying attention to the other 3 cups that are there in front of him. So, even though that you might find that something that you're really focused on changes or comes to an end, you just need to be aware that you still have a lot of other stuff that's going on that is equally as good, that you definitely need to pay attention to. You have all the tools. Okay, the Magician. You have all the tools. You just need to really make sure that you are following through with things, Don't allow yourself to be so focused on what didn't come to fruition, all right, or what changed. I am going to say that there are going to be some things where you are going to need to kind of watch the finances this week. We do have the Four of Pentacles, and if I draw another card, we have the King of Cups. I almost feel like with everything else, there's going to be some emotional knee-jerk reactions to some things. So that's going to be something that you do need to watch, which in turn may very well result into some decisions that you might make that may not necessarily be the best for you financially. So be careful of that. Okay. We have the Ace of Swords, which is very intellectual, very much tied into air, right? But we have the Three of Cups, which is woohoo, party card, you know? So that's good. It's like, okay, once you let go or come to terms with the fact that that particular aspect has either changed or is not necessarily front and center, you're going to find yourself in a much better position. Okay. We have the Queen of Wands, who is very magical, I'm going to say. She's very magical. And again, wands are fire. She has the sunflower, she has the lions, but she's not seeing the full picture on everything. So even though she definitely has a good handle on things, she's also going to need to make sure that she's really focusing on her intuition and is trusting her gut, and she's using her discernment. Okay. Looking ahead, though, we have the Seven of Cups, we have the Chariot, we also have the Hermit. So what I want to say about those is it could very well be that the reason why that thing either stopped or ended is because there was just way more of what you were juggling. Okay. So really be careful about policing your boundaries. Really be careful about making sure that you are focusing on what your needs are and your wants are, and not necessarily the wants and the needs of other people around you. I'm not saying be the total jerk and just kind of be focused on yourself. Not saying that at all. But you definitely do need to put yourself in the mix in terms of where you're putting your energies, basically. Okay. So we got the World card, again, new cycle beginning. So I do feel like that's going to be interesting. Chariot is all about moving forward. And I do feel like there is going to be time. This is going to be a time where you're going to be focusing on processing. You know, you're going to be focusing on processing what happened. You're going to be focusing on processing what your next steps are. Where are you going from here? Okay. You have a lot of hope in the Lantern. I mean, with the Hermit, to me, this is always Merlin. Okay. This is always Merlin. But if you've ever looked at the Star card, hey, Karen, if you've ever looked at the Star card, you'll know that the star is the same star that's on the Star card. Okay. And the star is all about hope. So there is hope. It's just a matter of going within and trusting yourself, trusting your judgment, and being aware. So literally we have this spiraling in. Okay. So this is all about what we need to do with focusing on our needs and our thoughts and our wants and what is in our highest and best. Okay. What is in our highest and best? And it's clear from what I'm seeing here with the cards that it's clearing away what is not needed. It's coming to terms with potentially what's not needed that might have very well have been decided for us, or we might need to decide it for us on our own. And then allowing ourselves to feel good about where we are, to allow new things to come in and to allow forward movement and to allow the hope and to really kind of take a good inventory of where we are, what we want, where we want to be, who we want to be, ultimately who we want to be. Hey, Irina. So this is all really super important, especially if you've chosen B, the spiral. Again, when you spiral in, you're focusing on literally going within, and it makes so much sense because this kind of makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Makes a lot of sense. There are going to be some things that you're going to really kind of need to I don't want to say come to terms with, but I am saying there are going to be some things that you're going to be processing. Maybe some things that have happened over the last few weeks or even the last few months that have been kind of leading up to this have caused some of these changes. doing the healing that you need to do in order to be willing to move on. And remember, focusing on really being careful about the self-sabotage part. Okay. Really be careful on the self-sabotage part, because that is going to be something that can be a sticky wicket, and can kind of really change the course of where we are and where we and what the universe is bringing into us. All right. So please be open. Please go with the flow. Please be kind to yourself. Realize that sometimes change, even though it may be hard, is good. Okay. Sometimes it is a self-induced change. Sometimes it's not. But there's a lot of great cards here that's all about forward movement and focusing on moving forward and new beginnings, and just not taking on more than you can chew, but really doing the internal work, doing the shadow work, I liken shadow work to the box of the deep duckies that we've shoved way down deep inside of us. That sometimes in situations that happen, something percolates up to the top. And that's when we kind of go, oh, I don't want to deal with that now. It triggers us. So I almost feel like there have been things that have triggered us that have kind of caused us to be in this self-sabotage mode. So that's where things are the challenge. Okay. So when we know about this, when we have the opportunity to really kind of dig deep, to really identify what it is that are our triggers, why is it triggering us? How is it triggering us? What does it represent to ourselves and our psyche? And then really adapting it, utilizing the spiritual alchemy to change it. Okay. Allow it to be something new and wonderful to grow from ultimately. So that is B, that is the spiral. So now let's take a look at C, which is purple. And we have Lady Sekhmet, who's here. And we'll see what we got for C, which is purple. So yeah, we have a few more days. We have a few other things that we're doing. I know on Friday I'm doing an aura photography reading. We're going to be doing more hiking today. I know I did a few posts yesterday. I'll post some more pictures of our adventures from yesterday. We went back to the Peace Park. We went to Boynton Canyon. We went to, I guess it's the area of Chimney Rock. So all was good. All was very cool. We were very tired yesterday. We had, without a doubt, the weirdest weather yesterday. So when you say Arizona, you think of dry, hot weather, right? We had torrential downpours. We had hail the size of dimes. And it went through, and it was like going on for a while. So it was weird. We're seeing all sorts of really cool animals. I know I've seen these really cool birds that are all blue. They look like a really large blue jay, but they're all blue, like indigo blue, not like blue jay color. Okay, they're like indigo blue, and they have a really pretty bluish sheen. Like when you get an oil slick on water and you have that rainbowy color, and you see like a lot of the blues and the purples with a little bit of the green. They were kind of like that iridescent blue is the best way to describe them. And they were so pretty. And it turns out that they are actually the types of birds that are found really specifically in and around vortexes in this area. So, but they are part of the blue jay family. So that was kind of cool. I saw some the day before when we were at the Peace Park. Probably the same bird I saw. Saw some babies of them too. And what else? We saw some vortex trees. That was cool. I'm going to give one more shuffle. And then I'm going to do C. So yeah, I was gonna try and do this reading out by the pool, but then I'm like, I don't know if the Wi-Fi will go that far. Plus, like I said, we have a lot going on today. All right, so this is C, purple. Purple. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see. It's weird because totally different feeling of cards. Totally different feeling of cards. Um, we do have, it's interesting because we do have pentacles. All right. We do have a lot of pentacles. We have the 10 of Pentacles beneath us. We have the King of Pentacles behind us. We have the Justice card covered with the Four of Wands, which is telling me that what has been happening or what's been going on has you're starting to see the end of it, and things are starting to turn in the right direction for you. So you're finally turning a corner, and what I'm going to say is celebrate the small what's the word I'm looking for, benchmarks, I guess you could say, the victories, embrace the small victories, and know that there's a lot more that's coming in, for you. It's interesting because in front of us, or above us rather, we have the star. Remember, I just said if you were picking B, we had the Hermit with the star and his lantern. Well, here's the star. Again, all about hope, all about balance. Many times when I get the Justice card, the Justice card has not only the sword, which can cut away what you don't need, but it also has the scales, which again is a real important nod to stay in balance. Okay, so it's like there's a lot to be proud of, but really focus this week on and you may have found that you've had some great victories, but stay in balance. Okay, even with the star card, she has 1 foot in water, she has 1 foot on land, and she's pouring out water. So that is a true need of really making sure that we're in balance. The other thing I'm going to say is with the 7 of Pentacles, be patient. There's a lot of great stuff coming in, but you got to be patient. You've done the work. It's like you've seeded the fields, okay? But now is the time to be patient. There are going to be some partnerships. There's going to be some help. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. It's going to be something that's important. So don't be afraid to do that. I am going to say we have the Sun card. So that's great. Things coming to fruition. Things are sunny. Things are good. To me, this is all about tying in with the solar plexus. So it's all about what you're focusing on manifesting. You know, we have the Hierophant. So there may very well be a need for some traditional ways along your journey this week. But I do feel like there's going to be a lot of great things coming in. You're also going to really need to focus on not only the patience, but when things do start to come in, they're going to come in quickly. Okay. So don't jump at the first thing that comes in. Don't jump at the first thing that, that's offered to you. Okay. Because that's going to be something that's really important. Oh, Ace of Cups. Nice. Ace of Cups. It's like, be patient, allow things to come to fruition, figure out what all your options are. You're going to have people that will come in to maybe assist you or to help guide you. And just be open to receiving. Do what you need to do to manifest it. Okay. And it's coming in. We have the Empress. Again, she's somebody who's very comfortable. I call this the mommy card. She's very comfortable. She has a lot of wheat at her feet. So there's a lot of good, fertile opportunities coming in. She's in a good place, and don't be afraid to celebrate it. Okay. Don't be afraid to celebrate it. What I'm going to say also is, in one hand, don't be afraid to celebrate. But on the other hand, don't, again, the Eight of Swords, don't self-sabotage. Okay. It's like, don't get too cocky. Because that's going to kind of lead to maybe a little bit of a hiccup of things. We have the Six of Pentacles. Again, he has the scales. Again, it's okay to celebrate. It's okay to celebrate the milestones, and keep on moving forward. Just stay in balance, stay grounded, stay anchored, and stay in balance. That's important. So it's interesting because with the color purple, we're being divinely guided. Okay. So work with your guides, work with your spirit team, work with your manifesting skills. If you need to go through a chakra clearing for yourself, do it, because you may find that things are going to, well, you're not going to may find, you are going to find things are going to flow a lot better when you're fully cleared. You're going to be able to manifest, and things are going to be able to be rooted in the ground and anchoring you in order to be able to allow for the good stuff to come in. I am going to say we do have the sneaky bastard card. Okay. So what I'm going to say about this is, don't be showboaty. Celebrate, but don't be showboaty. Again, use your gut and your judgment with the people that you let in around you, because I do see letting people in and around you. All right. So just be careful. Trust your energy, trust your intuition on this. And if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Don't sign anything. The other thing I'm going to say is with this card, it's like this is somebody that has it for, they have their own agenda that they're focusing on. So just know that that's there. It could very well be that their path and your path are running parallel at this time, but just know that they're kind of a little bit out for themselves, which, as long as you realize and you're kind of planning ahead and you're not rushing into things and you're not signing contracts, but you're also in the process of being humble and grounded, that's important. The other thing that I'm going to say is there's going to be a part of you this week that will need to make sure that you be thankful. You do a little bit of give back to the energy, give back. Especially if you're working with your guides or angels, definitely be open not only to receiving, but also be open to I was going to say humility, humbleness, thanking them, that's going to be really critical. And certainly that's also very respectful. Okay. So those are some things to think about for this week. Again, we just did the 3 readings. We did A, which is blue, B, which is spiral, and C, which is purple. And we will be doing a few more things. Like I said, I'll be doing some I'll be posting some more photos of the trip, and I'll be sharing more details about how the UFO tour went tonight. If you are unable to catch this now, I will also be putting this up on the YouTube channel that we have under my name, Tori McNally. There's a special section which is dedicated to the readings, for the weekly readings that we do, as well as some other videos that are up there of some of the channelings and things like that I've done over the years. So that's what's going on. Take care, and I hope that everyone is doing well. I guess that there's going to be a little bit of a storm coming up. We'll probably be flying in part of it. But hopefully the worst of it will be over by the time that we are landing. So anyhow, take care. Hope all is well. Bye.